Another Nigerian judge reinstated by NJC docked for alleged corruption. Another Nigerian judge reinstated by NJC docked for alleged corruption. NJC building. Justice James Agbadu-fishim of the National Industrial Court, Lagos Division, was on Tuesday hauled up before Justice Raliatu Adebiyi of the Ikeja High Court over alleged N4.4 million gratification. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had arraigned Mr. Agbadu-fishim for allegedly receiving N4.4 million from 7 senior advocates of Nigeria, a lawyer and a law firm from 2013 to 2015. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the 7 SANs accused of unlawfully enriching the judge are Felix Fagbangbi, Paul Uzaro, Kobe, Musbainir, Adeniyi Akintola Gani Kazim and Joseph Nobike. The prosecution alleged in the 19-count charge of unlawful enrichment that the judge received funds from a Lagos-based lawyer, an Obangita and Alliance law firm. According to the EFCC, Felix Fagbangbi deposited N200,000 on December 5, 2013, on 700,000 between May 10 and December 19, 2014, and N250,000 on February 26, 2015, and N250,000 also on February 26, 2005 into the first bank account with no $3,008,199,491 belonging to Mr. Agbadu-fishim. The anti-graft agency alleges that Paul Uzaro between August 5 and December 12, 2015 deposited N300,000, between March 25 and March 26, deposited N400,000 and N100,000 into the first bank account of the judge with number 3,008,199,491. The law firm of Gani Kazim paid N100,000 on February 10, 2015 and Kobe between October 17 and 20, 2013 paid N200,000. Alliance law firm deposited N250,000 into the first bank account of the judge with number 3,008,199,491. A Lagos-based lawyer, an Obangita, paid N200,000 on 2 occasions into the first bank account of the judge with number 3,008,199,491 on October 27, 2014. The EFCC told the court that Adeniyi Akintola deposited N200,000 on July 12, 2014. N100,000 on February 10, 2014, N100,000 on February 26, 2015 and also N100,000 on February 26, 2015 into the first bank account of the judge with number 2,006,900,216. The EFCC claimed that Mr. Agbadu-fishim received N150,000 on December 12, 2014 and N100,000 on September 10, 2015 from Joseph Nobike into his first bank account with number 2,006,900,216. Mr. Agbadu-fishim, however, denied the 19-count charge. After the judge's plea was taken, Rotimi Oyedepo, the prosecuting counsel for the EFCC, requested for a trial date. Amuda, counsel to Agbadu-fishim, asked the court to grant the judge bail. I will ask my lord for your leave to apply for the bail of the defendant. Pursuant to the case of Abiola v. FRB. We are saying this with all sense of respect. The defendant, being a judge of the National Industrial Court, was just served yesterday at 5 p.m. It was at this time that he got the charge that I couldn't get a flight to Lagos from Port Harcourt and I had to travel overnight to Lagos to represent my client. I pray that the court grants bail to the defendant on self-recognizance. He is a judge of the National Industrial Court and he has started sitting. My lord, we plead that your lordship grants the defendant bail. Responding, Mr. Oyedepo told the court that he would not be opposing the bail of the judge. I leave the issue of bail to the discretion of your lordship. I ask that your lordship secure the bail terms that will ensure the attendance in court of the defendant, he said. In her ruling, Justice Raliatu Adebiyi said, in Abika v. State, the main function of the NAIL is to ensure the attendance of the defendant. In considering bail, the court must consider the nature of the offense charged. No facts have been placed before the court to indicate that the defendant will skip bail. The court hereby grants the defendant bail on self-recognizance. He is to deposit his international passport with the chief registrar of the court, she said. Justice Raliatu Adebiyi adjourned the case until October 11th, 12th and 13th for trial. NAN recalls that the National Judicial Council, NJC, had on June 2 recalled Agbadu-fishim and 5 other judges from suspension. A total of 8 judges were suspended in November 2016 following the raid on their homes by the State Security Service, DSS. They include Mr. Agbadu-fishim of the NJC, John Okoro of the Supreme Court, Sylvester Nwuta of the Supreme Court, Uwani Aji of the Court of Appeal, and Heidi Aziranganjiwa of the Federal High Court. Others are Musikuria of the Federal High Court, Justice Adeniyi Ademola of the Federal High Court and Justice Rita Ophelia Jumagobi of the Federal High Court. All the judges except Messrs. Nwuta and Ophelia Jumagobi, who are both currently facing corruption trial, were recalled by the NJC. The NJC had said that the reason for their recall was the huge backlog of cases in their courts. The judicial body noted that only Messrs. Ademola, Nwuta and Ophelia Jumagobi had been charged to court, emphasizing that Mr. Ademola had been discharged and acquitted of the charges filed against him.